Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. This is
Sam.
and if you want to know what happened in part 1 and all the tea that we spilled, then watch part 1 and then come back and watch this one.
Trust me.
Trust me, we spill. It's
spill
very
the
interesting.
tea, sis.
Yeah. Anyway, what I'm going to do is I'm just going to ask her a few questions because she's actually only the one that wants to be on camera because no one else is there. But camera shy, which is fair.
Look at me.
She's beautiful.
Oh,
She's also single, so.
Hit me up.
Alright, so what did you expect before you came over?
I expected to be in a caravan in the ASB showgrounds.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
What is it actually like?
Well, I'm in the Ibis, so I'd definitely love to be in the Novotel, but I've got a bed, I'm warm, I've got a shower, I've got food, I'm happy.
Okay, cool. What would have helped you better prepare yourself before coming into hotel quarantine?
I don't think anything could.
It was better than I expected. It was a lot smoother.
Yes, it was a lot smoother. The only thing I expected was to be tested at the airport for COVID-19. That's
Which
the only
we
thing
will
I
not be
expected.
tested unless we showed symptoms.
Yes.
That's what we've been told.
Yes.
What would you say to someone who is about to come into hotel quarantine?
Take it day by day. Do something new, find a new hobby, go out and exercise. Honestly,
TikTok.
exercise.
TikTok.
Before you go to bed and when you
TikTok.
wake up. TikTok is great.
TikTok is all I'll say. And what is your story?
Basically, I was living in Australia for just under 10 months. Jacinda said, come home. I was like, okay. I spoke to my boss about it. She completely understood exactly what I was going through because all my family are back here. I quit my job. Within 3 days, I was home. And here I am.
And here you are, baby. I'm yours. What does your future look like after quarantine?
Day by day again, just whatever.
Whatever comes.
Whatever comes.
And if there was one thing that you could have in quarantine that you could have, what would it be? Come on, remember what you said last
hot
time.
chips.
There it is.
Chicken salt.
Yeah, there it is. So that's her story, that she came from Australia and that we came on the same flight, same seats.
That's how we met.
Yeah, and then we just
Celeste
stuck the way.
Slid over and was like, what you doing? And I was like, let's hang.
Sure, that's how it went.
And basically, just broke it down a lot. But that's basically how it went.
Right, so we have fortunately been able to get some stories from some other people. Well, we've got a mum who's over here on her own because she's had to leave her husband in Australia. Funnily enough, she only just moved over there, I think, in January, February this year because
so
he got a
quite
promotion.
recent. Yep.
So they got a promotion and they moved over there. They sold up everything here in New Zealand and went over. And then once they got there, because of the COVID-19, everything was put on hold.
Yes,
so
so
then
his job's currently on hold. He's not sure if he's going to still have a job. He's just staying there just in case.
Yes.
Yeah.
And so she's like, well, that's just too much of a risk for us. So she's come back and she's going to be staying with her parents, which is fine.
You need the support.
She's 27, I think.
Yeah, and
She's 27. She's 27 and she's got a 6-month-old baby.
And he is so cute.
And she's also on her own right now in hotel
Yes.
quarantine with a baby.
Yes.
So that is hardcore. So her situation was a bit unique as well, being that they only just moved over and she's just moved back. She had like 5 bags with her.
Huge bags, may we add.
Yeah, and I felt so bad for her because when we were getting into the shuttle to get here, no one helped her. Me and Sam decided that we'd go and help her get herself in there, because there were so many things. And like it was windy.
And she had
baby on her
chest,
on her front,
strapped.
and it was so windy and it was cold and it was late, and she pushed her own trolley back to the trolley bay and like no one wanted to help her, but we did see one of the other people help someone else. Again, I believe it's discrimination. She does have darker skin. I don't know what ethnicity she is, so but it doesn't matter anyway. She's got darker skin and no one helped her. Yeah, she's lovely, and she's so sweet and kind and pretty understanding of the situation considering her circumstances.
Yeah.
It's actually showing her a new light and given a lot more appreciation for single mothers.
Yeah, definitely.
So that's kind of her story. She came from Australia as well on the same flight as us. And then we've got another mum, different circumstance, and she's got also a 6-month-old daughter, and her husband was able to drive down from Wellington to be with her. So that was also very interesting.
That was kind of shocking.
That was shocking for me. I'm glad that she's got support, and he's working here too. We hang out with her 2-3 times a day.
Yeah,
we go for walks, yoga, workout. Yeah, so we see her every day with her sweet little baby girl, and because the dad has come down, it also means that sometimes she's allowed to go for a run and do those things too. So it's opened up a lot for her. But also, she flew from the UK.
Yeah.
So she had to fly all the way from the UK and she did a stopover and then had to come through too with a 6-month-old on her own.
Yeah.
Hubby was back in from where they live in New Zealand here. And so to me that was insane.
That's quite crazy to have to travel halfway across the
world
world on
with
your
a 6-month
own.
old and to know that you're going to
child.
hotel quarantine.
And then not even be sure if your husband can come.
Yes.
It would be really hard.
Yeah, very hard. But she's
Yeah.
making light of it. She is out pretty much all day. She's hardly even in her room. They also have different like dietary, you know, he needs to be gluten-free and
Yep,
she's vegetarian.
But she puts it as vegan because
Yeah.
they don't always do vegetarian.
Exactly. So it's the dietary for them has been really hard because they can't actually eat a lot of what they've been given.
Yep.
So
Yeah, because
which is not good when you're
they
a
didn't
mum.
really give that opportunity on the meal plans. It was
which I
only
knew was going to be a
meat,
challenge.
veggie, or meat or vegetarian. Basically, there was
Yeah.
no like keto. Someone's on a keto diet, or someone's gluten free.
Gluten-free is so important, like celiac and things like that.
that kind of stuff. Like none of those dietary requirements were put on the sheet.
Yes.
There was no option to put them anywhere.
Yeah,
So
that's
you
another
had a
thing as well.
specific thing you kind of had to speak up a lot.
Or by your own.
Yes.
Which I understand, and I said, like I said as well, I understand that this is in a different situation and it's a unique situation, and that we understand that not everyone's situation has been bad. So.
Exactly. Some could have been worse, some could have
Been
been better.
better.
So
And that's everyone's experiences will be different. We
Exactly.
understand because we're all different human beings. But anyway, those are the mums. Oh, actually, then we've got another mum who's a very unique situation as well. She came from Vanuatu or Fiji?
Yes.
Vanuatu.
Fiji.
Fiji. She came from an island anyway. She went on a holiday. It was supposed to be a 10-day holiday. They told her at day 7 that they would need to be going home. And then the next day that got cancelled. So then they ended up being there, I think, for 2 weeks.
Yes. So the only reason why they were supposed to be coming home is because there was a hurricane and earthquake and that kind of stuff, which we didn't know about.
No,
Obviously,
because of all the
whole
COVID.
COVID stuff going on.
We didn't even know
The other
about
world
it.
news has kind of
Fizzled.
fizzled.
Anything-
which isn't great.
No.
'cause it would-
Maybe there was
an
some where we
earthquake.
could have been able to support them.
Yeah, exactly.
In some way.
Yeah.
So that was interesting too. But they ended up coming back on Hercules, which I didn't even know what that was. But do you want to give insight?
Yeah, so the Hercules plane is basically the New Zealand Army plane. It is not a passenger plane at all.
It's the one that you
it's
literally
it's
strapped
completely
on.
hollowed out, and you're
There's
strapped
no-
to the side of
There's
the
no
plane.
real seats, is it?
No.
It's not real seats. It's
There's
just
no
like
real seats.
straps.
You're basically sitting on the floor.
Could you imagine having 2 young terror of boys
under
with you?
5 years? No.
Like, and
They were
they're
under
so
5
funny
years
though.
old.
They're so funny.
Absolutely hilarious. They
Yes.
were running around the lobby this morning
With their dad
was trying to
chase them, and I just think that's funny. And I was like, boys need to be boys, and like, well, boys and girls need
You
to be
need
boys
to
and
have
girls.
fun.
Like,
Like, this is the thing. Like,
you can't lock them up.
You can't be angry at them for trying to get the
No.
energy out.
No.
So they came back on that plane, and we were asking her about it, like the experience. She said it was super loud. The plane ride was 3 hours.
And if you
So it was
needed to go to the
it was supposed
bathroom?
to be 3 hours, but it was 4 hours.
Yeah.
And if you needed to go to the bathroom, what happened?
Oh, you gotta poop or pee in a bucket.
So you go up these ladders, like this ladder.
That's right. There's these little ladders that you go up,
And you
then
sit
there's
on a bucket,
and there's a
and
curtain.
the army dude pulls the curtain around you.
Could you imagine?
Hell no.
There is no way you could not pay
I get
me.
stage fright. There's no way I'd be able to pee. And then imagine if you
Had-
needed to poop.
Yeah, just no thanks. That's
That's not fun. That's
not okay.
terrifying.
So
wouldn't be able to do
they've
it.
been here. By the time they get home, I don't know why this ended up being this way, but by the time they get home, they'd been gone for 6
6
weeks.
weeks
So
away
maybe
from
they ended
home.
up being in Fiji longer. Oh no, because they spent 2 weeks here. So maybe they were in Vanuatu for 4 weeks.
Yeah, I think the flight kept getting delayed.
Yeah.
But to top it off, the poor lady, she was talking to us. She said, "I don't want any sympathy or pity, but during this
true.
whole thing, my
on
dad
Monday.
passed away.
So 5 days ago, Monday, her dad
If it
passed
couldn't
away.
get any worse, the thing is, I don't know if
So
you
you-
know around here, basically you're not allowed, like she was maybe going to be allowed to go
Yes.
out, but there's no way she'd be able to go and say goodbye in the hospital because she's still high risk. We're
Yes.
still in quarantine for 2 weeks. So she wouldn't have been able to go out
And
and say
physically
goodbye.
say goodbye to him.
Yeah, which honestly
This
it breaks my heart. Not being able to say goodbye to a loved one, oh, it would ruin me. And being so close
Gives me
but so far.
goosebumps. Yeah.
So close but so far, and not being able to say goodbye, not being
Being able to go to the funeral. because
to
you're
your
in
own
quarantine
dad.
at this point. But when
As
she
of-
came over,
yeah.
I don't think there had been any cases from the islands.
No.
And so that makes me even sadder that the situation
there's-
has
I
happened
don't
for
think
her.
there is still any cases in the islands apart from Samoa.
Yeah.
But it's
So nothing.
heart-wrenching.
I was just like, you couldn't imagine having to not be able to say goodbye to someone who literally brought you into this world
Yeah.
too, which would make it even harder.
And not being able to say goodbye properly at the funeral.
Oh,
Breaks my heart. I feel so sorry for her.
Yeah.
Because what they've been doing, what she was telling us is that
that's right, alternating.
so they're both smokers. One partner stays upstairs with the kids while the other one goes down to
Yeah.
smoke. That's their goodbye.
Their good time, their
good
time.
out.
Their
time
time.
out. Their stress relief. And then one goes up, the other comes down.
Yeah.
So
That's how they've been doing it, to
Yeah.
get some me time, I think.
and that's the thing. I've wanted to be like, we can look after your kids,
Yes.
but we're not allowed to.
There was actually another story. They were on the same flight as the mum who came from the UK. They were partners. He's Australian and she's New Zealander. They were coming back from the UK, and when they did their stopover, he was trying really hard to get his visa in the UK, but also here when he landed in his thing. Unfortunately, he had to go back to Sydney, and now he's doing his 2 weeks quarantine in Sydney, and she's here with. I think she's pregnant, or does she have a kid? I can't 100%. Don't quote me on that. But she's had to come over here. Pregnant or with a child on her own. That was also very interesting because could you imagine being separated in a stopover country, then to be separated and have to go to 2 different locations?
Yeah.
Awful. We've also got this lovely French lady who's got 2 children, one 6 month and one like 3, I think. Gorgeous kids, and one both working still. So she's teaching French online, and he's an architect doing his thing. So they're swapping and changing, but they're trying to stay as positive as they can as well.
But I guess like that's the reality of it. This whole thing, you're not allowed to get close to people, keep as much distance as you can, be safe, stay at home, stay in your bubble.
All of that good stuff.
Because New Zealand is flattening the curve, and I think we're leading the way for
we are leading
the world.
way. Yeah.
But we still have to take this really seriously.
We're able to touch people again, and I think that sounds really wrong. We're able to touch our loved ones again. We're able to hug them like our extended families, because we haven't been able to do that.
Yeah.
So I'm very much looking forward to that. Because we've did this so quickly, we're able to now move on from it more quicker than other countries did, because they didn't take this kind of stand.
No,
because Jacinda is amazing.
She is. I'll give it to her.
I'll give it to her. She's incredible, and she's done the best that she can with the situation. She stayed as open and transparent as she can be, being in Parliament, and I'm very, very grateful for what she's been doing. I want to say
it's in a lifetime situation, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, and that's another reason why we want to share these stories, although they don't want to be on camera. I still think, looking back on this, it's going to be interesting for us to be able to hear what was happening at this time. And like I said, in the grand scheme of things, could it have been better? Sure. Could it have been so much worse? Yes.
I think that's the best thing about being a Kiwi is we're so positive, we're so friendly, everyone's walking around saying, hey, how are you doing?
There's
also
also
the one thing I've missed, I tell you.
Yeah.
Being able to just talk to anybody, and they're
anyone,
so welcoming.
Yeah. And like open. I feel like we're very open Kiwis.
Very open,
like straight up very open people. There's also a mum here with 4 boys under 5.
Yeah.
I don't know if she's got a partner, but she's here with 4 boys.
Good luck to her, man.
4 boys under 5.
Just in life, not even just in here.
Yeah, just in life. Yeah, good luck. She's doing an amazing job considering here as well, because there's been like this really fun dance class, and it has people coming. They'll see us outside, they'll yell and knock on the door, their windows and stuff, and then they'll come down and join in. So if I can get a video clip of that, and I will hear. But that's pretty much all the stories that we have so far. Other than that, our experience hasn't been too bad. Could it have been better? Sure. Could it have been so much worse? Yes. I'm very grateful for the nurses, for reception, for the chefs, even though, you know, it's been a bit of a decline. It doesn't matter. They're doing their best with the circumstances too. We have to remember to be kind to everyone, and the fact that, you know, they're going through their own things too. There's been one of the nurses told us as well that she's been living out in the garage and like their makeshift house, like, you know, house garage, because she doesn't want to spread it in case that she's caught it here because of being with her job. You know, people are staying and living here 24 hours. Like, they're doing their best considering.
Some of the nurses are staying in the hotel as well.
Yeah, so they're stressed too. Remember that everyone stresses in different ways. Children will be stressed. Just, that doesn't mean that they don't have their own level of stress.
Yeah, there's been a change and they will notice.
They will notice, and it will take a toll on them too. So I just think that we need to learn to be kind to people and understand that they're going through things too, and that we need to stay calm in the situation as well. But again, I'd like to thank you guys so much and say goodbye to Sam again. She is single. Her information is in the description below, so feel free to check her out. Again, thank you so much. I love you so much. Oh, don't forget to stay hydrated.
Hydrated.
And remember to be kind to yourself, others, and our planet. Bye, guys.
Bye.